Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. We're gonna be doing a job today. Got some boxes here. I'm gonna unbox for you and let's get into it. Can y'all see what that said? StopTech Sport Rotor. Let me read it real slow for you just to make sure you get it. Alright, so we got some StopTech rotors, obviously, and we got the StopTech pads, okay, fronts and rears. I was gonna get the parking brake shoes to replace those while we're doing it, so it's just a whole new brake overhaul, but the closest one was 3 hours away, or the closest set was 3 hours away, or wait till tomorrow. Let's look at these rotors. Oh, got some nice little deals here. Nice, bro. Let's go. Alright, so we got the fronts, we got the rears, and then the pads. I still haven't opened those, but the reason why I went with slotted instead of drilled and slotted or something like that is because on my Tiburon I had drilled and slotted, but since then I've gained a little bit of knowledge, and the slotted rotors are better to what I'm going to be doing with them. That's just how I feel about it. The drilled portion has a tendency to crack after a lot of heat cycles, and I'm not interested in a brake rotor explosion, so that's why we got slotted. Like I said, they do wear out, but every rotor wears out, so it's a use part. You got to replace them. Alright, little tip: don't leave the parking brake on. There's a little tip for you. Alright, so the jack's going to get a 2x4 put on it instead of a 4x6. I usually use that just so the jack doesn't have to go up as high. We're going to use a 2x4 because this car is kind of low. And we're also going to look at, there's something wrong with the rear passenger side. So, like, I don't know if you can tell by looking at it, and you probably can't, but this side can only go to -2 degrees of camber. It can't come out to where it needs to be. So there's something bent, something messed up. So we're gonna get in there and look at it. I'm gonna do this side first, so you'll probably, look at it with me, and then yeah, we'll go from there. It is hot today. I'm just standing here, and we're dripping off my elbows already. So, whew, you're welcome. Well, we hit a roadblock. Little roadblock. I broke through it, but when you go to get your tires mounted, if you go anywhere, make sure you trust the place, which I thought I could, but yeah, that's the lug nut and the wheel stud. See that? Yeah. Right. So we have 4 studs now. I can knock that out and put a new one in, but 4 will have to do for right now. 4 will have to do. So I'm going to get this off. I'm going to get the front one off, and then we're going to see what's bent here in the rear. Alright? Cool. Alright. Just went to undo the front. Got another one. Make sure, I'm going to reiterate this, make sure you trust the place that's working on your car, because of this. Now I've got to go buy 2 wheel studs, take the wheels back off, or install these, excuse me. And for you mechanics that watch this, don't use an impact to put the lug nut on. Put 3 threads in it. Doesn't take you any longer. Put 3 threads in it and then run it down. Oh, I can do it without doing. No, you can't. You can't. All right. All right, guys. Let's see if I can do this with you sitting right here. I don't know that I can. Probably can't, honestly, but we're gonna try it. So the brake pads just slide out. Okay, if I can get them out, which these gloves aren't really helping anything. You can use a flathead, which I don't have one on me right now, but I do have a knife. So I think we may just slide this knife blade in there, like pull it out, and just use it to walk it out. I'm not putting any pressure on my knife blade because I don't want to snap it, and that's how easy. So yeah, these brake pads are kind of low. I'm surprised that they put an indicator on them when they're this low or this much left, but whatever. I guess that's how they want you to come back and buy more, right? So the back was really easy. The indicator's not even close. Wow, see that? Indicator's not even close. These are still good brake pads. Well, too dang bad. We done bought new ones. We can return everything, can't we? Get our money back? Sounds like a good idea. No, I'm joking. Kinda. Not really. Maybe. I don't know. Y'all figure it out one day, right? Y'all figure it out and then tell me, okay? If we're gonna get rid of it or not. So let me get you adjusted here. We're gonna leave that attached. I have that bolt here, which, okay, it is steel or galvanized something. It's magnetic. That's what I should say, because you guys are probably gonna rip me apart for saying the wrong thing, right? YouTube's good about that. So let's take that bolt out. Wow, these are for how old is this car? 8-year-old car, because it's 21. This is 13. Is that right? Is my math correct? Probably not. For this age of a car with this many miles, these bolts are really clean. Really clean. That's what you get for taking it to the dealership. So I'm surprised. I'm actually really shocked. So the only reason I'm taking the caliper off is because we're going to replace the rotor, right? So you have to take the caliper off to get the rotor out. Okay, there. And if you have like a bungee cord or something, you can hang it. That's what I used to do on the Tiburon. I used to hang it off the spring, but it looks like it'll sit right there for now. It looks like it's got some anti-seize on it or something. Some old anti-seize. Oh well. Okay. Now, let's see. Yeah. Those shoes are pressing against this to hold it on. That's why there's bolt holes right here for you to thread it off with, push it off with. I don't have those bolts. So I'm gonna try not to rip this boot. I'm gonna use the back side of my Hawkbill blade. If the rear end of this car was up, I would be able to spin this and find that, but because that's not the right spot. Interesting. Wait, let's see. I got an idea. Okay, wait, hold on. We may be working on something here. I really want to take my gloves off. I don't like working with gloves. That's not correct, is it? That is not correct. Do not use these. Do not use these small bolts out of the brake caliper, because they're not correct. It's starting to rain. Hey, gummit. Well, I'm gonna push my tools and everything underneath the car for a bit. Hopefully this just goes over. Alright, so I found some bolts that work. These are S13 axle bolts. I had just laying around. So they fit right in there, they thread right in, no binding. So we're gonna be able to push this puppy off now. And forgive me for having a mockingbird in the background, but nature, you know. Nature doesn't care about the internet. So yeah, forgive me for that, but here we go. We're gonna push this puppy off. Get to look at them drum brakes on the inside. That would be nice, but to just be able to use this hole and adjust it in, but we're gonna have to push it off. So let's do that. And yeah, but it should just come off. Okay, cool. Yeah, it'll come off. Nice. So these, like I said, these are S13 axle bolts. Excuse me. I just had laying around. There was some hardware I was cleaning. Oh man. Okay, hold on. I forgot to reinstall my gloves. I can't be getting brake dust or grease or anything on my hands. They act funny. They don't want me doing, my hands don't want me doing mechanic work, pretty much. You know, so. Yeah. I feel like those need to be replaced. That's what I feel like. It's got Subaru on the inside. And just in case you're wondering, let's see. It says Subaru Min TH 16 mil max, and then DIA, which I imagine would be diameter, would be 191 millimeter, and then it says 2. I don't know if it'll focus, but on that, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get it there for you. Okay. Cool. So here's what we're looking at. My brake shoes are a little low. I would like to replace them, to be honest with you, but they're wearing kind of evenly too. The Tiburon wasn't even. So here's the adjuster that I was looking for to look through that hole that was up here. You remember in the rotor? This adjuster right here, you can spin it. Oh, if it'll focus. This adjuster right here brings the shoes together. If you spin it one way or if you spin it the other way, which this way is pushing them out, and then usually you use like a flathead or something. Like, again, I don't have one on me. It's in the trunk. You just sit there and roll it. That spring is what's really holding it back, making it hard on me. It jumps over that spring, but I was wanting to adjust them in just so it's not hard to put this next rotor on, which I'm going to put in the correct orientation when I put it back on. So that hole is going to be, I guess those spots are designed to be pushed on, so we probably need to put it back where those holes line up. And let me show you what I'm talking about. The little bolt holes have those little seats. Looks like they line up right there. So those have to be designed to be pushed on the hub or something, or they wouldn't be like placed like that, I would imagine. So that's pretty cool. Let's put this rotor on. I'll quit talking. Enough jibber jabber, as Taylor Ray would say. That's the way those holes line up. Sorry for the noise, but it had to be done. Now we take that rubber grommet, we come out of the factory rotor, put it right here. Boop. Goes right there. Nice. Okay. And now we start to install the brake pads and the clips. So people use C clamps to compress that piston. I have these big channel locks here, and that's what I'm going to use because that's what I have. I don't have this C clamp. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to take the old flat pad with no indicator. This one has an indicator on it right there. So we're going to take the old flat pad, put it in there like this. Yeah, probably like that. Okay. And I'm just going to do my best to get a grip on it without messing up the caliper. Okay. And we're just going to squeeze. It's not that hard. Don't overdo it. And there we go. As you can see now, the caliper is compressed. Nice. But you see this hole? You can't see my finger behind it, can you? Yeah, you can. That's how you check your brake pads. On Toyotas anyway. I don't know about any other car, but on Toyotas. So let's change these little clips. Yeah, they need to be changed. So what I like to do is do one part at a time if I've never done it before. That way I know what part of the puzzle goes where and how it goes on. Okay? Because that's all this is a puzzle. Right? That's all this is a puzzle. Cool. Alright. So I pulled it off in this orientation, right? So I'll put the new one back on in the reverse orientation. Hold on. Yeah. That's why I take it off so I can look at it. There. That's right. There we go. There we go. Yeah. And it just clips in there. Let's get those mounting brackets back in. This is why I keep a magnet tray around. Because it's just right there. You don't have to look for it. It's not laying somewhere that you forgot where you put it or whatever. It's just right where you left it. Okay, now we fold that caliper up, grab the new caliper, and you see how it's kind of curved. I know black gloves doesn't really help, but you see how it's kind of curved in on this side and curved out on this side. Well, it's gonna go with the rotor. This is gonna be the hub side. So this is the hub right here with the bolt pattern or the wheel studs. So it's gonna go in that orientation. Okay. And they're just gonna slide in. Let me see if I can get you over here. See if I can set you up right here without you falling. Okay. Then you're going to take these little ears, little tabs, and put them in the grooves. You may have to push on it a little bit to get it in there. Okay. So that's in. Nice. Now we grab the one with the indicator. It goes on the back, and it goes in the same orientation. So the indicator goes down on the bottom. This is the indicator. It goes down on the bottom, and it just slides in like this front pad did. Just got to find the channel to put it in and slide it in. Okay. Cool. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Now, because they're new pads, we want to see if we compress the caliper enough. And we did, because it closes. It closes. It closes. It might not close. Hold on. Alright, so like I said, I need to compress it a little bit more, so let me grab that brake pad again. I'll just put it up here. Grab my channel locks. And then squeeze a little bit more. Not much, just a little bit. I don't want to compress it too much. Oh, okay, we're hitting on this tab back here. Okay, cool. So it was probably compressed enough. But now we put in the bottom slide pin bolt. What I call it is a slide pin bolt because the other one was an actual slide pin, the Tiburon one. This is just a bolt. And then the mounting bolt goes in down here. Okay. Try and get that lined up. Nice. I gotta get going. We gotta do the front side. Okay. I gotta bed the brakes in and everything. See about the stop. And what I done was the orientation of the slots or the grooves facing forward. Okay. So the orientation is facing forward. So when we're rolling forward, those are grabbing on the brake pad. Okay. And not just sliding over it. Like if I was going in reverse, it would just kind of slide over it. It wouldn't grab it. Is where this would be the leading edge. It would kind of grab. That's what I'm thinking. That's my mental process right there. So these are all 14s. Just tighten them back down. Like I said, though, you do need a wrench to hold that. I'm sure these have a torque spec, but Guten tight is good for me. Did not ever cause me an issue on the Tiburon. So I reference the Tiburon a lot because that's the car I've done the most work on. So yeah, I really like these flex head ratchets or wrenches. Say if I had an impact, they'd be good to put on with an impact, but I don't have an impact that's electric. I don't have a battery power. I'm trying to get one. Milwaukee, if you're listening, I'll take two. I really want to get some. Want to get the stubby 3/8, and then I want to get like a 1/2 inch one. But Milwaukee's, let's see, product integration, battery integration is A1, let me tell you. So I'm just going to tighten them a little bit, just to be able to say it's okay and put it back down on the ground. However, we're not going to put it back on the ground yet, we're going to move it to the front. Cool. The wheel is on. Sorry about that. Whoops. Oh well. Magnet tray. You see these stickers everywhere. Look at them. Those don't feel good. Those don't feel good, especially if they're in your butt. That's why I wish I had a shop. Concrete pad to sit on, or even a lift. Alright, so apparently we gotta push this one off too. Just so you guys remember, I'll put it right there. Okay. Magnet tray. Right? So now it lifts up. This is a dual piston. Okay. So it's got two pot, or they'll call it a two pot. It's got two pistons in the front, and the rear is just a one pot. So one piston. So let's see. Alright, take note of the orientation of these clips. Take note. Okay, well, it's overexposed. There's a clip that slides on the outside of the caliper, and then the indicator goes on the outside here. Okay. Nice. So let's just pull these off. So here's the indicator, and these are fairly deep. Alright, honestly, I don't know where I'm at. The camera died, and I had to go charge the battery for a little while. So I finished up the passenger side. It's all bolted up, everything. The wheels tight and everything. The lugs are tight and everything. This is super simple. So let's just bang this one out real quick. All right. You see that? I don't like that, but I mean it's nowhere near as bad as the Tiburon. Tiburon had holes in the bumper. Okay, so we need a 14 to loosen the caliper. Okay, it's tight. Okay. Come on, work. I don't like these gloves, guys. I realized real quick how much I don't like these gloves. And it's just because they put the deadgum seams in the end of the fingers, so it's like a bunch of material and sew right there at the end of your finger. And you do a lot with the end of your finger, you know? When you're working on cars or something, you gotta hold the bolt or something like that, you know? So, I don't like this. Yeah, we're taking the bottom one out completely. So, let me just spin this off real quick. It's a 17 for the mounting bracket, this portion here. It's a 17, and then a 14 for all four of the caliper bolts. So throw that in our magnet tray, swing this up, and I use a little bit of a counterbalance. So you take and do, how'd I do it on that other side? I done it on the other side and it worked just perfect. I mean, exactly how I needed it to. There, because I don't have any like anything, zip ties or anything, so yeah. But we'll just take these out. Okay, cool, whatever. Nice. These are still good. All these brake pads are still good. I don't know what was squealing, but these are all still good. Okay, and while we have the channel locks right there and the brake pad, we're going to take that out. I don't know that it's big enough to do that. It's not big enough to do that way, of course. It's big enough to do this way, though. If I can get it in there. Yeah. And just squeeze. Well, make sure it's on there, and then just squeeze. Now, remember, I have the lid popped on the reservoir, so there should be no pressure in this system. you know. Should be. Shouldn't be. There we go. There we go. That's the right word. I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling. Big time. C-clamp would be easier because you just set it in there. Or a bungee cord to hold this up would be a lot better. But, yeah. Come on, what are you doing? Come back over there. There we go. There we go. And just squeeze. And collapse that caliper. Okay. We can collapse the top a little bit more. Or the bottom rather, but it's the top in this scenario. Just collapse it just a bit more. Okay. Come on. Get out of the way. Oh, and then I need it. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because I do something else. We'll leave it right there. Okay, so we can let that down. We'll tighten that bolt up a little bit. Let's get the 17 on this ratchet. And take off these bolts back here. And something that I've always done is I'll take the socket off the ratchet and spin it in my fingers so that I'm not having to grab the bolt, because sometimes the bolts hit like a hard section or something, like in the threads, and that socket you can grip, for some reason you can grip the socket better than you can the bolt edges. So pretty much this is being little metal fingertips for you, saving your hands, saving your fingers. Okay, now what we do is we take and lay it down. Actually, do we lay it down or do we set it like that, I think? How do we set it there? Like that? Yeah, set it like that on the lower control arm. Here, I don't know if you can see that. Set it like that on the lower control arm, you don't need anything to hold it. Pretty cool, right? I'm glad those clouds covered up the sun. My gosh, it's been hot today. Like, bad hot. Alright. Let me take the old one off. Put the new one on. So this is where those big 17 mils come from on the knuckle. Here, I'll make sure to show you so you get a real good look at it. Okay, that's where the 17s go through and they mount. You can see that one though. See, this is where the 14 goes and then the 17 goes back there. Put the bolts through like that and they'll fit in. What are y'all doing? Pay attention. I'm trying to teach you something. Listen. Put the bolts through and then thread them in to the caliper. That's how they're held on. If you didn't know. Let's get this new stuff on, because it's getting late. I got a live stream. Guys, if you didn't know that I live stream on YouTube. And I have been for about 3 years. Almost 3 years. So that's pretty cool. Okay, now when it comes to these little metal clips, now we go to mess with the caliper. I gotta use my counterbalance here. So this is the top clip. It's got these little ears. You see these little ears up here. Okay. You're gonna push these out. You can use the little ears or whatever, but they go in like that. Okay, with the ears up. Those ears cover these little indentions so that when you put the brake pad in, these little pins, so these little pins on top here don't get stuck in that indention. Yeah. Okay. So we got to put these in. They should just slide in like that, unless they're bent a little bit, but you see how it covers up that little indention? So, let me get you a better, try and get you a better angle here. Yeah, okay. Now when we go to put these on, this is going to be the back pad because that's up top. That clip is up top, so that's the back pad. As you can tell, because the smaller radius is right here, that goes towards the hub, and the bigger radius is towards the outside. Okay, so let me grab this other pad. We'll take in, oh, we need to change that bottom clip too. So it should just push up and out, and this one's kind of rusty a little bit, I think. Maybe it's just dirty. It's just dirty. But we're gonna put this new clip in because we got new clips. Might as well. I'm gonna have to do it on this one too. I had to use this extension, a 6" extension. Put it right here and mosquito. Okay, you see I lined that up. Okay, now what you want to do is you kind of want to go under the this needs to be on the out. No, that needs to be, that's the indicator. It needs to be on the end. Okay, like that. Just like that. So that indicator goes in, under, and in, so that when it gets low, the brake pad or the brake rotor will let you know, hey, you need to change your brakes. That little one goes right there on that ear, and then that tab goes in that little indentation there. Now that we've put the brakes on, the rotors on, we collapse the calipers to fit the new brake pads, right? So what we need to do is, and I know you probably can't see it, so what we need to do is, let me get you a hole. Press the brake pedal. See, there's nothing on the brake pedal. It went all the way to the floor. Can I get you a better angle? Went all the way to the floor, and now it come back a little bit. Come back a little bit more. Just press it a little bit, you know, work it, make sure it gets the fluid back there, and keep working it. And then when you go to drive it around, you know, just work the brake, you know. Okay. See, it's not moving. It's a hard pedal now. It's not going to the floor, so that's good. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video and you like the content, make sure to click that subscribe button, turn on the notifications. I'm trying to do 2 videos a month. Right now that's going to be kind of slow because I had some financial issues come up, and I'm trying to work around it. I'm trying to get it fixed. If you're from my live stream channel, you already know, but if you're not, then you're not caught up to speed. So thanks for watching, and bye.